This video is sponsored by Paradox Interactive. They paid me to play as Afghanistan in the new Hoi 4 DLC. I could just have a peaceful game, but no. I'm going to conquer the world. With only cavalry. No infantry, no tanks, just a horde of Afghans on horseback. That should get Paradox their money's worth. Let's see the state of Afghanistan in 1936. They're basically fucked. We have this crippling PP and XP gain debuff, along with a crushing -50% factory output and -35% production efficiency cap. This ensures that our 4 factories won't be doing much. But it's not all bad. We have this army modifier that can be improved even further in the focus tree. And let's see what it looks like. It's divided into an industry branch that will slowly chip away at the debuff and give us supply hubs, research and resources. Then we have the politics. We can choose between the 4 ideologies, each one giving unique bonuses. The fascist path has the most, so I'll do that one. Then we have the military branch, which offers 2 paths. Maintain a levy militia or modernize the army. If we stay with the traditional army, we gain access to this focus, giving massive buffs to cavalry. Let's start playing. With only 2 research slots and the worst starting technology possible, I begin with industry tech. I then delete all infantry divisions. From now on, we will only field cavalry. Then the path towards fascism begins. It won't be peaceful, so to ensure our dominance in the civil war, I do all preparation focuses and begin to go down the traditionalist army path, giving 3 mills and the buff to cavalry. After creating a basic cavalry template, I contact Germany, who agrees to support me in the civil war. We're now all set to overthrow the government. My first move is to convert all divisions to cavalry. I then rush to grab as much territory as possible before the enemy can mount a defense. It didn't take long for them to stop the assault, but with German volunteers on their way and enough equipment to recruit more cavalry, the stalemate shouldn't last long. The Germans provide a breakthrough, allowing my cavalry to quickly seize the enemy's capital, putting an end to the civil war. We're now fascist, but still fucked. We're surrounded by nations stronger than us, and domestically we're barely holding on, but we're able to begin reforming our nation. First of all, I'll rush a 3rd research slot. Then I can get rid of the -40% PP gain modifier. With the politics mostly dealt with, I pivot to the industry branch. I've now reached this focus, which gives each major an opportunity to invest 1 civilian factory in exchange for political influence. To make sure all of them invest in us, I'll save up political power and improve relations. And since I'm playing on non-historical, there's 10 majors, so I could potentially double my factory count. The Japanese didn't invest, but the 9 others did. This is a massive win for our industry. We're almost ready for our first war with Iran, but first I'll do some more focuses, like this one, giving an insane boost to equipment capture. What? China joined the Axis? I've never seen this before. Let's disregard that and prepare for war. The drawback of maintaining the levy military is not being able to increase conscription. With barely any manpower to begin with, we're faced with a huge problem. I have 13 divisions and only 6,000 manpower for reinforcements. I don't feel quite ready to declare on Iran, so I'll continue doing focuses until I do. You know what? I won't get anywhere if I just sit and wait. I need to make Paradox proud, so let's make do with what we've got. This is the template, and here we go. Oh shit, they're even force attacking. Iran's initial assault exhausted all our spare manpower, but we can hold, or at least contain their push. Their attacks seem to be hurting them more than us. That's a good sign. I can do this focus that spawns 3 divisions that I can delete for manpower. Iran only has 100,000 manpower, so they should also face problems soon. For now, I'll continue holding and aim to get rid of our industry problems once and for all. Iran has 50,000 manpower left, and would you look at that? They're offering us resource rights in exchange for peace. They think I don't notice they're running out of manpower. I won't accept this, and even if I would, Iran is our only viable expansion path. They've reached 300,000 casualties against our 24,000, and is officially out of manpower. I can now expand the Kabul University and gain a 4th research slot. And regarding research, I'm focusing on air. I've had enough of being passive. The push into Iran will start now. But I have to be careful since we're out of manpower. That's devastating for them. I'm really struggling with manpower. I've begun producing planes, which should help reduce our casualties. I'll delete some divisions to make sure we're fully equipped, and then I'll go on the offensive again. After 665,000 casualties, Iran finally surrendered. I'll puppet them and take all their factories and resources. We're now worlds apart from where we began. Our industry is booming with 78 factories compared to the 4 we began with. We have plus 50% factory output and are producing cutting-edge airplanes. Our biggest problem right now is manpower. Other than that, we're missing a lot of resources. We can remedy this a bit by trading, but there isn't even enough on the market to make up for our deficit. Bruh, we have plus 53% research speed, which is insanely good. I'll begin preparing for our second war, which will be against the Soviets. We've joined the Axis, and our manpower problems will be solved soon. Let's get some more manpower from the mobile warfare doctrine. We can get a total of 5% recruitable population from here. With that done, let's go to war. Now that we're at war with a major, we can do the Graveyard of Empires focus, giving us 20% more manpower. For the first time in forever, we have a surplus of manpower. Let's go on the offensive and see just how good our cavalry is. Phew, I hate fighting in Siberia, but we managed to get 7% of the war score, so let's make the most out of it. I got a large puppet and a small one in Xinjiang. They will provide a buffer against the Axis. I'm still struggling with manpower. We'll need a lot more for our next war, and to get more, I'll recruit lots of 2-wit divisions. Then I lend this stuff to Iran and convert the 2-wits to an Iranian template. 30 days later, they can be annexed, and after deleting their divisions, I am left with 350,000 manpower. I still need Iran as a buffer state though, so I'll release it and also give the Soviets their core territory back. With so much manpower, I can recruit a lot more cavalry, and this is my current template. It's time to start justifying on China. The war with the Axis has begun. This will most likely be the biggest challenge of the playthrough. If I can withstand their overwhelming armies and solidify Afghanistan's reputation as the graveyard of empires, I will make Mr. John Paradox himself proud. But it won't be easy. We have to stand alone against half the world with 53 cavalry divisions and a dwindling manpower pool. We're at a huge disadvantage. The Axis are blocking all trade paths, so I'll have to endure the lack of resources. We've secured a nice defensive position and a juicy encirclement. I can't push over the river, and neither can they. My manpower has been mostly depleted, and with no way to get more, the situation looks bleak. I have no other choice but to hold until something changes. But it's not like China is going to run out of manpower anytime soon. I've built some experimental facilities. They will provide technology that can compete against the Axis, in particular the land cruiser. This is what my division looks like now. I've added field hospitals to reduce the amount of manpower we're losing. Something has changed. Germany has a war goal on Russia, my puppet, and will most likely attack soon. This is both a blessing and a curse, since it will allow us to tap into Russia's manpower, but also open up a new front in the north. I'll recruit a bunch of two-wits and send lend-lease like with Iran. As expected, Germany declared war. Russia just has to survive until I can annex them. And there we go. We gained 1 million manpower, but lost Russia. I can live with that. It's a year later and we've amassed an army of over 1 million men and horses. The Axis has thrown themselves at our defenses literally every day for almost 3 years, and it shows. Their divisions are lacking equipment, so it's time we go on the offensive. Just look at the casualties. They've lost 25.5 million men to my 450,000. But somehow they still have thousands of divisions. I'm almost out of manpower again, so I'll delete some divisions. We've now killed 34 million in total. But we're completely out of manpower. The only way to get more now is the non-core manpower from occupied territory. It's time to push like the playthrough, and Paradox's opinion on me depends on it. It's been a little over a year since the all-out offensive began, and we've conquered almost all of India. We have a nice cushion of manpower, and China is in disarray. We have to take advantage of this and take as much territory as possible before they stabilize the front. Oh shit. How did this happen? Half of Afghanistan is under German control, and there's nothing between them and the rest of our core territory. If I don't act quickly, it's over. and Paradox will probably want their money back. Our fast cavalry was able to save us from disaster, but in the panic, I accidentally removed the Chinese front line and ordered all of the divisions to leave. This sets us back a few months. While focusing on taking back Afghanistan, I designed this land cruiser. Our horses aren't doing that great against the German modern tanks, but with just one of these in a division, we can increase our punching power tremendously. The war in China turned into a grind. My attacks aren't effective, since more and more divisions just come to replace the ones I beat. To solve this, I created a new template with the Land Cruiser Support Company. This will hopefully put an end to the stalemate. A year later, and we haven't moved. Land cruiser divisions are good, but didn't do too well in the forests and mountains. For every passing day, I am becoming weaker and the Axis stronger. I need to lock in and recreate what I did in India. I need to do an all-out push that collapses their front line. It begins the 1st of October 1952. After 5 months, China capitulated, leaving thousands of Axis troops encircled. With Chinese manpower, I can recruit an entire new army group. I'll set up a fallback line here in China, allowing me to focus on the other front. I'll come back when the Axis has reorganized. It's time to kick them out of Asia. Now, I just had to move some divisions to South America for the killing blow. We've inflicted 89 million casualties, while only losing 4.3 million. We started with 4 factories, rippling debuffs, and a few thousand horses. We stood alone against millions. But after 13 years of war, the tables have turned. With almost all of the war score, we'll get everything. The USA won't stand a chance after this. What? I have minus 86,000 score. I can't take anything. Mr. John Paradox himself has intervened. I guess the 90 million casualties was enough of a punishment. I have no other choice but to leave the peace conference empty-handed. But at least I proved I could do it, that I could beat the Axis. It's the journey that matters, right? Not the destination, which in this case is the same place I was 6 hours ago. But I digress. We beat the Axis. It wouldn't be a stretch to call ourselves the Graveyard of Empires. If you want to try out the DLC, it's out now. So use my link in the description. It would help out the channel a lot. And besides that, Paradox has done a great job with the DLC, and Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan and the British Raj really needed some content, and the DLC has provided much of it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. I also want to thank my YouTube members, Maccabeus, Ivan the God, Claudio Lopez, Soviet Doge and Daconit. I love you.